Hey, everybody, Shag Dog and the Jammer.
Hammer.
We're doing the Spitter Swallow beer review. Quote the Raven no more.
Yeah.
Raven Special Lager.
Says right back here, open here. I flung the shutter when with many a uh, flirt and flutter. In there stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore, perched upon the bust of palace just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Quoth the raven nevermore. Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven.
Yeah, this is Beer Advocate gives it a 79. It's a Vienna Lager. And it's BW Beer Works USA, which is what, Baltimore, Maryland? Or somewhere around there, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's not in Baltimore, it can't be too far away, right?
I don't know.
Unless it's way on the west side of Maryland. Uh, yeah. So it's a little cloudy,
Yeah,
hazy. Yeah, cloudy actually for a lager. Yeah, can't even see through it. I
yeah,
can't
it
see it.
is kind of cloudy. It's not cloudy, but it is kind of hazy.
Yeah, it's cloudy enough where you can't barely see through it.
I got a nice two finger head off the pour there,
I got
and
like
still got a little bit more.
I got a fingernail pour.
But I mean, it's got a nice frothy, fluffy, kind of cushiony head there.
Yeah,
Um, it does kind of smell like a Vienna lager, kind of toasty,
I'm not getting a lot of smell off. Yeah, but a little toasty.
a little bready smell to it.
Hmm.
Not a lot.
But this is the least one on the nose so far tonight.
Yeah. I'm ready to try it if you are.
Same here.
Cheers, my friend.
Colt the Raven no more.
That's kind of a little caramelly, sweet, almost a butterscotch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little sugary molasses, butterscotch. Yeah, a
Um,
little bready, biscuity, bready. Most more
yeah,
bready than biscuit, I guess.
and it does have a real strong resemblance to a Vienna lager. So I would say they were pretty good
Yeah.
as far as getting close to that
Style.
toasty, biscuity
Yeah.
flavors.
Right.
Malty. Now, Shag Dog, I remember being in school in fifth grade, I think it was,
You
and
do?
we were introduced to Edgar Allan Poe's poetry and stuff. And
Mm.
I have to say, I was never a big fan of poetry, the ones they always had. But when they got to Edgar Allan Poe, I started reading the first one, which was The Raven,
Yeah.
and I could visualize that. The way he describes it and everything, I visualized it and understood it. And then I turned around and I read The Pit and the Pendulum. And man, I could visualize that. And so then I was moving on to the next one and the next one. I really got into the whole idea of reading Edgar
Hmm.
Allan Poe.
It might have been the schools I went to or something. They just didn't push a lot of reading or anything. I don't think I read one full book when I was in school.
Well, we had Riff.
I don't know what that
Reading
is.
is fundamental.
Oh.
And it was a little van that came to the school, and we got to pick a free book.
Oh wow. We didn't get that. Yeah, I mean, I remember I have to write reports on certain books, but I just breezed through it. Wrote, didn't really read the whole book or anything.
Um, I really kind of like this beer. Actually, I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Hmm.
I mean, we spared no expense getting these beers.
Yeah, I'm not overly thrilled with it for a Vienna lager. I think it need a little bit more bready and toasty. It's not
Yeah, but
bad.
it's rich and sweet, and I if it
It
was
does
any more bready, I think it
right.
probably would or biscuity or whatever.
Well, it does have a little bit more going on than your typical Vienna lager. So besides that bready and
Yeah,
it has a little bit of maybe some coriander in there or something. I don't know.
I don't know about coriander, but
It's a little more lighter on the bready and the toasty, but it does have a little bit more stuff in there than your typical Vienna lager. Yeah,
at the very end, I'm kind of picking up
but
like
that butterscotch you said is like almost like a butterscotch with toffee in there or something.
yeah. I'm also kind of picking up a little corn flavor.
Yeah, in the back, yeah, the end, yeah,
Yeah,
like right before you swallow it back there.
and that really bothers me. As you know, Shag Dog, it really bothers me. Was this on BA?
Hmm.
And what did they call this one?
The beer or the style?
The style.
This is Vienna lager. That's how I knew it. Does it say it on the
Vienna
can or
Lager. They didn't say anything about adjunct.
well, most craft beers don't say nothing about adjunct, but
Yeah, well, that's what. See, beginning to believe that a lot of these craft brewers
hmm
are trying to pawn off a actual craft beer
right.
and using cheap corn adjunct type uh,
Possibility.
in order to cheapen it down and yet charge such a huge price. This wasn't cheap. These six packs that I bought,
Oh
because
yeah,
I had to buy a six pack, I bought a six pack of these,
like a
and they
mix
weren't
six.
cheap.
Oh, you had to buy a whole six of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have refrained from that. You're crazy.
Well, I spared no expense.
You really didn't.
I
Yeah,
was
'cause-
looking for the excitement abounds factor.
yeah,
I
because
was
when you
wanting to bring it to the beer review. Unlike you, who don't care, I cared
care about what,
about bringing it
I've
to
been
our viewers.
uploading videos and editing videos for like 3 or 4 weeks now.
Bringing it to our viewers.
And speaking of sparing no,
Giving it all we have. Um, yeah, let's.
not bad, but not great. I give it a C plus and a swallow.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. I think it resembles a Vienna lager. I'm a little disappointed because I'm picking up a corn flavor
Mm.
very far in the back end
I'd like a little bit more bready, toasty. I'd be more happy.
and a little less sweet.
Yeah,
I don't mind it being sweet a little bit, but drop back a notch so that it doesn't froth my mouth, as I'm drinking.
the after mouth feel like once you drink it, that little bit. I like that froth feeling, the creamy feeling lingering there.
Yeah, well,
It's like a film, almost like a creamy film. Not really creamy, but yeah,
leaving a lot of lace and lace is waste, so that's another
yes.
problem.
But it looks pretty.
Well, you'll know your glass is dirty, huh?
Why's that?
Because it has all that lace.
Oh no, that's just stuff sticking to your glass, right?
Yeah, that's beer.
Oh, rugby.
Beer and air sticking to your glass.
Now I see you got a old school Baltimore's Ravens, which I like that one better. Wait, is that what the one they have now? I don't even know. They keep changing their helmets so often.
Yeah, I don't like when first of all, you take sports in general. There's so much money involved in the sports, like NFL, baseball, MLB, baseball, hockey
Mhm.
league, all that stuff. Uh, there's so much money there that it's hard for me to believe that somebody's not manipulating, especially when you see this team plays like a badass one week and the next week
Mhm.
they just lay down and get beat by the worst team. You know,
Well, there's an expression called every any given Sunday in football, where the best team going undefeated 16-0, 15-0, then all of a
yeah.
sudden the
Well, it's
last.
also called taking a dive. You know,
Well, towards the end of the season, it's really easy to be an undefeated
getting
team
paid out by the mafia.
because they're pulling their
Take a
start. They're pulling their starters out. That they don't want their starters to get hurt at the end of the season before the playoffs.
But you can take a game, you can take a team that's played the same players one week, play the same players the next week, and it's a crappy team going up against them, and they lose. Worst, one of the best teams up against them, and they win. And it's like, okay, yeah, some of it's psychological, but a lot of it's not. And it
Some of
makes
it's
me think that somebody is manipulating the game for the
mm,
payola, So
I don't think a regular season game too much,
Super
but
Bowl
playoffs, Super Bowl, maybe end of the season for a team to
point
get into the
spreads.
playoffs. Yeah, that too. But actual football itself, winning or losing, it's execution.
I don't know.
Penalty.
You get some of these refs out there, and they call these calls that, like, hold on a second. How could
Yeah.
you have completely missed that? And it makes me think they've been bought.
Well, it's very inconsistent too nowadays because with the pass interference, I got my hand on the receiver's back. They call it pass interference. 10
Yeah,
other times they don't call it.
yeah,
It's like call it. I think you shouldn't be able to touch a receiver at all once they're like 10 yards, like the old days. Once you got like 5 or 10 yards, whatever it was, you couldn't touch them at all. You touched them,
yeah,
they call it pass interference or whatever. Now they're holding jerseys, put their hands on their hip. And half the time they call it, half times they don't.
yeah. But that's what causes me. So, that's one thing I don't like about professional sports. And then, NFL, they love to change the uniforms and everything because they know people are buying the jerseys, they're buying
Oh yeah,
the shirts. And as soon as they change it, they know there's people out there that want the one that's
the
current.
new yeah.
And so what do? They go out and buy it.
I'll thank God for Tom Brady with the Bucks, huh? Because when the Bucks before Tom Brady, they switched to the numbers look digital, like a digital clock. They were horrible. Tom Brady came in. And I think the star players have some say in what. Look at LeBron James when he was with Cleveland. They changed to like a orange and red, or whatever heck it was, yellow and red. They used to be like blue and red, kind of a baby blue and red or whatever. He comes, they change the colors. Yeah, Tom Brady comes to the Bucks, they go back to almost to like their uniforms 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, the big stars I think have a say in how the uniforms are too.
But anyway, Edgar Allan Poe's the Raven Special Lager,
Yeah, quote the Raven,
1845 to 1998.
Nevermore. 1998. What was that?
Nevermore. Yeah, one of his quotes. I did a couple of his quotes. One is the believer is happy, the doubter is wise. Believe only half of what you see and nothing that you hear. I became insane with long intervals of horrible insanity.
I'm
I
insane.
personally would say I became a drunkard with long intervals of horrible sobriety.
How about you became a trucker?
A trucker.
Yeah, someone we know. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. We love with a love that was more than love.
because love would have loved us more. That's what we would have made up.
Yeah, years of love have been forgot in the hatred of a minute.
Yeah,
That is very true. You're in an argument with your girl, and boom, 1 minute, you all of a sudden have hatred for that person.
yeah,
Boom, all those years of love is wiped out.
yeah. But sometimes you have the real heated hatred, and then 2 hours later you make up, but like nothing ever happened. So Goes both ways.
Don't let any girl fool you. They still remember.
Oh yeah, they're like an elephant.
Yeah.
I've dated a couple of ones that look like elephants.
Words have no power to impress the mind without the exquisite horror of their reality.
That's like a woman too.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and all I loved alone.
Oh,
Yeah. Just a few
I, I,
quotes from Edgar
I
Allan
love
Poe.
I loved myself alone on quite a few occasions.
I'm sure you have.
I'm not sure if we've
Yeah.
done any of these before, but it looks familiar.
Yeah. I think I brought some one or two down, and when we did it before.
Maybe that's what it was.
All right. So, are you ready to go on to the next one?
You know what, Jim? I got one more little sip there. You ready for it?
I hope so. I hope you're
Drink
ready
the
for it.
Raven, nevermore. Never again will I drink this.
Nevermore. Nevermore. Vincent Price will kill you.
Ah,
You're supposed to laugh.
I was about to do Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, well. Vincent Price, let me tell you, he was something else. Movies go, I've watched movies where he wasn't being the evil or, horror type character. And
Yeah,
I'm telling you, his genre was horror. I
yeah,
mean, he was good in the other films and the other stuff, but in horror, he dominated.
yeah.
He was good. Same thing with what's his name, Lee. What was his
Lee
name?
Harvey
Lee?
Oswald.
No, the guy who played one of the.
Oh, Lee Marvin.
No, not Lee Marvin.
Bruce Lee.
Not Bruce Lee. He played one of the wizards on. I think he played Saruman
On The Wizard of Oz.
on Game of Thrones.
Oh, the evil
Not Game of
wizard.
Thrones, but
Lord of the
The
Rings.
Hobbit.
Yeah. The evil wizard you're talking about. That was Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was good too in the horror
Yeah.
films.
Yeah. Even in his old days there as Saruman and even Count Dooku on the Star Wars, the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace or next the second one.
Yeah.
Uh whatever hell the second one was called. Yeah, he was pretty good in that too. Oh wait, was he in? God, I can't remember now. Yeah, he was in the
Yeah.
second one and the beginning of the third one. That's right. He gets killed in the beginning of the third one. Pretty good. Yeah, he was good in some of those vampire movies and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was really funny is he played in movies. He's in those later Star Wars movies as Count Dooku, and he played in movies way back in the day with the guy that played Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi was
Uh,
played by Alec
Alec
Guinness.
Guinness. Alec Guinness. Yeah. Yeah, he played a lot of movies with Christopher Lee back in their young days.
Hmm.
Well, pretty
All
good.
right, I'm ready for
Yeah.
another one. Are you?
Yes. One of my favorite Vincent Price movies though was when he was the Inquisitor for the church.
Yeah,
I
that
forget.
was a good one. He
I forget
played
the
in
name of it.
a lot of the Edgar Allan Poe movies too.
Yeah.
Pit and the Pendulum, The Raven, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I liked him in that one movie, The Last Man on Earth.
I didn't. I seen part of that one. I didn't see the whole thing.
It's kind of draggy and kind of quiet, but he's by himself. His wife, everybody passed away from this horrible disease called 18, and
Oh no, we're gonna get blocked now.
I know. Uh, but no, there was a bad thing that happened, and he was a guy who was looking up for a cure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kind of like I Am Legend with Will Smith, but
yeah,
different.
that's
A
what
little different.
when Will Smith came out with that, I'm like, well, this is just a
A remake.
variation of The Last Man on Earth, a
Yeah.
remake of Vincent Price's movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he traveled around, and then he found somebody who was all right and living. It was a girl. He had the girl, finally convinced her to come back, all that kind of stuff, and everything. He tested her and all that stuff, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, he found a cure. all these different things.
Kind of like the Omega Man.
Yeah,
That's a good one too.
yeah. Soylent Green, they're feeding us people.
Well, I tell you what, I watched Soylent Green about 5 or 6 months ago, and then I saw the garbage trucks there in our city there in Florida. I was like, oh my god, it's the scoopers. It looked just like the scoopers, orange and
Mhm.
white, white with the orange. Or wait, yeah, white with the orange back, and yeah, scoopers.
All right. I'm excited.
All right,
Excitement abounds. Come
excitement
on, let's move
abounds.
on.
Mm,
Let's go to the next beer, Shag Dog.
ow.
Let's keep the excitement abounding.
All right, let's do it quick. I'm gonna sign off then. All right, excitement abounds.
We are the Spit a Swallow Beer Review. I am Jammer.
And I am Shag Dog.
We'll see you on the next one. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share, tinkle the bell. Give us a shout out. Take pity upon us. Send us money,
Yes. Oh,
beer.
I only need money. Just view us for at least half the video. I
All
hope you
right.
watch this full one though, so you can watch half of the next one.
Yeah. This has gone 30 minutes. That's
Minutes.
well
Yeah.
over what we need.
Yeah. I can edit it down to about 27.
Yeah.
All
See
right.
you on next one, guys.
Bye.